on this computer. Let me put the recording on. Okay.
Yes,
Bismillah.
Salahuddin, before you start,
Sir.
मैं सर अकरम सलमान मेरा मुअद्दबाना सलाम आपको, and I great to see you here, sir.
तो सलमान क्या हाल है यार, तू तो long time no see यार, हैं?
हाँ सर, बस कुछ busy हो गया था थोड़ा, so I wasn't able to call. आप कैसे हैं? How is everything?
यार, how things are fine, but Naki is not well. He's again admitted in the hospital.
Oh my God, Allah.
तो
बाकी लोग भी चाहें तो सलाम दुआ कर लें. We can start maybe after 5 minutes, no problem.
हाँ,
क्या हो गया नकी साहब को सर?
नकी साहब की तबीयत थोड़ा हार्ट का मसला है.
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा.
अजीज वेलकम.
सर हार्ट का मसला तो मेरा भी है, लेकिन मैं तो लड़ता हूँ उससे. आई एम फाइटिंग इट.
हाँ, अल्लाह करे आपको कामयाबी नसीब हो.
आमीन आमीन
आमीन. चलें सर, ऐसा ही. अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
वालेकुम सलाम.
सर, as graceful as ever. कैसे हैं आप?
यार
मैं ठीक हूँ यार. मुझे बताओ, एक लैपटॉप पे क्या, what is the meeting ID?
सर मीटिंग आईडी इस पे आप देख लें. उस मैं आप चलें यहाँ पे मैं शेयर कर देता हूँ. 1 सेकंड दीजिए मुझे.
चैट पे देख लें सर, यहाँ के चैट पे देख लें.
यहाँ चैट में मैं अभी शेयर कर देता हूँ.
नहीं, वो तो एडला लिखा हुआ आ रहा है.
नहीं, मैं अभी शेयर कर देता हूँ सर.
अभी शेयर करेंगे सर.
मैं अभी शेयर करना.
तो मोबाइल पे देख लेना असलम साहब को.
नहीं,
मोबाइल पे देख सकते हैं, बट आई विल शेयर इट.
मैं रोजाना देखता हूँ यार. I want to see
सलमान भी see each other 24 hours यार.
हाँ सही है सर. But he wants to see how you look on the laptop.
नहीं सलमान, असल में मैं तुम्हें देखना चाहता हूँ. तुमने अपनी जगह अजीब सा आइकॉन सा डाला हुआ है. Why are you so shy to show yourself?
सर ये मैंने आईडी दे दी है चैट के अंदर, आप देख लीजिए.
अच्छा जी.
बिस्मिल्लाह करें.
Okay, sir. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sir Aslam Khan left Pakistan Air Force as wing commander in 1993. Then he was country director engineering Ericsson Pakistan, and then he joined Paktel as chief technical officer. Later on, he was advisor to GSM Saudi Telecom, and then joined Ufone as chief technical officer again. Finally, he was chief operating officer at Etisalat, Afghanistan. Sir, thank you very much for spending your time. Really appreciate. Over to you now. Aslam?
हाँ जी.
Okay, we see your screen now.
Thank you, beta.
सलाउद्दीन शुरू करें?
Sir, please go ahead.
अच्छा, चलें. Thank you Salahuddin for inviting me for this presentation. अच्छा, what is 5G? सबसे पहले तो because Salman is very concerned, he is worried about 6G. You see, 6G is not yet around. 5G is there, and it is going to come come with a big bang. Right, 5G is the 5th generation of cellular.
सर थोड़ा आप उसको जरा फुल स्क्रीन कर देंगे अगर if you don't mind.
I will.
Thank you.
अब आ गई?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. 5G, as I said, is the 5th generation of cellular. और आज की presentation में what I am going to do is I am going to discuss 5G both from technology as well as commercial point of view. अच्छा, मेरा ज़्यादा emphasis is going to be on commercial. इसमें I'm going to talk about various business drivers, इसके क्या requirements हैं, और in terms of deployment, where we are and what is going to be the timeline of its deployment. or some use cases also. अच्छा, और जहाँ तक टेक्नोलॉजी का ताल्लुक है, मैं I will touch it at a very macro level, और इसमें I'll try to bring out the distinguishing features of 5G technology from that of previous generations. अच्छा, अब ये स्लाइड अगर आप देखें कि अच्छा, यहाँ पर मैं ये बता दूं, ये सारी स्लाइड्स जो हैं I have taken it from various webinars और which are there on YouTube के ऊपर, और these webinars have been done by some known telecom researchers and telecom consultants. अच्छा, 5G is the next 10-year cycle in the mobile network evolution. This is the heading of the first slide, and I think it's quite a valid assumption for the reason कि अगर आप नीचे देखें कि 2G was launched in 1991, 3G was launched in 2001, 4G was launched in 2001. I'm talking globally. अच्छा, अब इसमें there is no reason कि 5G will not be the dominant technology, cellular technology in the next years to come. ये जो 2G, 3G, 4G, मैं थोड़ा सा का evolution भी बताता चलूं कि how did different technologies evolve. अच्छा, इसमें 1G is missing. So 1G was the pioneering technology of cellular. So I thought it is appropriate to say a few words about that also. 1G was totally analog system, or it was totally voice centric, or इसमें कोई killer applications, so to call, like SMS and international roamings were not there. Or the only selling point of this technology was the mobility of the subscriber. अच्छा, उसके बाद you see कि as I said earlier कि cellular can be considered a product also. जिस तरह हर product का एक product life cycle होता है, starting from the launch to the growth, and then it matures and then it declines. इसी तरह क्या कहते हैं, different generations of technologies, they have gone through the same cycle, launch and growth and maturity and decline. तो 2G के बाद 3G आया, और by the time 1G के बाद in fact 2G आया, और by the time ये technology 1G की mature हुई, तो the infrastructure vendors, ये लोग, they had already realized कि जी this technology is going to catch up, और उन्होंने they at the back end they started working for increasing the capacity, क्योंकि वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा subscription base आ रही थी, और साथ में उन्होंने कोशिश की कि जी they should come out with some killer application. So 2G, which is also commonly known as GSM, तो उसमें पहली दफा इंटरनेशनल रोमिंग और SMS आई, और इसमें कैपेसिटी भी इंक्रीज हुई, और that is why it took off very quickly. अच्छा, उस वक्त डेटा की कोई हाइप नहीं थी, हालांकि 2G में भी थोड़ा बहुत डेटा था, but it was a circuit switched technology, or data was at that point in time not a very sort of service. अच्छा, by the time 2G got mature, 3G पे काम शुरू हो गया, and this is the first time when they started talking about data. अच्छा, data services जो हैं cellular में, any service other than voice is the data service. अच्छा, जिसमें video streaming and के emails and all that stuff, they are all included in that. 3G, अच्छा, now for data services to be dominant services, तो 3G का architecture जो था वो 2G से काफी मुख्तलिफ था. अच्छा, इसके बाद के और services, they envisaged more services, so they similarly when 3G was maturing, 4G came about. In fact, 4G came about much earlier as compared to 3G vis-a-vis 2G. अच्छा, 4G में the requirements were still more stringent, और उसमें ये था कि मेजर requirements were data speeds, latency. Latency was very important, throughput, bandwidth, etc. इसी तरह जब when they move forward, तो 5G आई, और 5G में this requirements became even more stringent, क्योंकि ऐसी सर्विसेज एनविसेज की गई थी जिसमें ये सारी रिक्वायरमेंट्स वर रिक्वायर्ड। अच्छा, अभी आप राइट हैंड साइड पे अगर देखें तो 1 o'clock पे अगर आप देखें तो 5G की रिक्वायरमेंट्स vis-a-vis 4G, they need 10 to 100 times more devices in the cell. अच्छा, latency should be less than 1 millisecond. अच्छा, latency is a very important feature, क्योंकि अगर आपने ड्राइवरलेस कार्स या ऑटोनोमस कार्स पे जाना है या सर्जरी वगैरह रिमोट करनी है, तो latency has to be is a very important feature, because it has to be almost in real time. अच्छा, इसी तरह जब आपने दूसरी सर्विसेज हैं जैसे के वर्चुअल रियलिटी है एंड ऑगमेंटेड रियलिटी है, अल्ट्रा हाई डेफिनेशन वीडियोस हैं, उनके लिए यू नीड लॉट ऑफ बैंडविड्थ। तो उसके लिए पीक डेटा रेट्स दे आर नाउ अबाउट 10 gigabits per second, और फिर यूजर डेटा रेट्स आर अबाउट 100 megabits per second. फिर Internet of Things is another important service which is envisaged in 5G. तो उसमें battery life is very important. So battery life, they are thinking of 10 years battery life for low power devices. Traffic is obviously going to increase because of Internet of Things, when billions of machine to machine connectivity will be there, and then the traffic is obviously going to go up. So नीचे, if you read this, 5G networks are expected to meet increasing performance requirements for capacity, data rates, latency, and battery life in order to support future and use cases, right? अच्छा, ये next slide है, इसमें will 5G create the revenue growth, keeping in the present scenario. अच्छा, इसमें अगर आप देखें तो there are in the slide there are 4 curves, जो कि in global markets, major global markets are indicating कि जी revenue growth in the last decade क्या हुई है। अगर आप देखें कि blue curve को देखें, it's in Western Europe. 2008 में the revenue was at its peak almost, for the decade, and then it started coming down and became flat almost, in 2016, 2017. इसी तरह अगर आप the red curve को देखें, तो red curve में the revenue has been increasing constantly, but then ultimately becomes flat in 2016-17. China में the revenue has been increasing and then becomes flat again. Or the good thing is that the mobile data has been exploding, and it is still exploding, and it is now depends upon the operators. How do they convert this expanded mobile data into revenue? So yeah, revenue is a great impediment for all the operators to really go ahead and introduce new technology. इसी तरह capex constraints भी जो है ना, they are very important for the introduction of new technology. अच्छा, capex constraints will impact 5G rollout. अगर आप ये देखें कि again the pattern is more or less the same. जब अगर आप ये gray curve को देखें, in 2008 when they launched HSDPA, तो उस वक्त ये कि उसके बाद कि the capex they have been spending a lot of capex, and in 2010 जब LTE launch हुआ, which is more or less 4G, उसके बाद their capex expenditures took an exponential rise. और उसके बाद दोबारा ये कम आके then they became flat. More or less, it's the same case for the North American market. और ये यहाँ से LTE के launch के बाद ये ऊपर गई है और उसके बाद ये flat हो गई. Western Europe में they have not been able to spend more capex in the last 10 decades. अच्छा, इसका मतलब ये हो कि अगर उनके पास capex के लिए they don't have the capex amount, so obviously नई technology आएगी तो उसमें they will have to dish out more capex. So they will be very, very reluctant to really, roll out the new technology. A little about the technology of 5G. जैसे मैंने कहा था कि I'm going to only, highlight the distinguishing features of 5G technology with that of the previous ones. अच्छा, जो one of the most important things, the most important features, as I discussed earlier, of 5G technology is the latency. उसकी वजह से कोर में बहुत ही मॉडिफिकेशन हुई है, जो मैं वो अभी डिस्कस करूंगा आपके साथ. और बैंडविड्थ की इंक्रीज के लिए, कि जहां जिसके लिए जो कि रिक्वायरमेंट है, फॉर ऑगमेंटेड रियलिटी एंड वर्चुअल रियलिटी वगैरह के लिए, तो उसके लिए एक्सेस नेटवर्क में के मॉडिफिकेशंस हुई हैं काफी. दे आर totally different from the network access network of the previous generations. Achha, what they have added is, in the antenna technology, they have gone for massive MIMO. Massive MIMO is multiple input, multiple output. This is a technology that, they have, arrays of antennas, 8 into 8, maybe 64 antennas in one at one site. Or similarly, beam farming is the another technology which they are using. So इससे ये हुआ है कि the capacity of the 5G network will increase by 30% from that of 4G. अच्छा, इसमें अगर आप पहले ऊपर दो जो टावर्स दिखाए हुए हैं, इसमें अब मसला सारा ये है कि there are two scenarios. एक तो non-standalone 5G new radio और एक standalone 5G new radio. अच्छा, ये radios के different names हैं for in different technologies. Like if you talk about 2G, the radio base station was BTS, and then the base station controller was there. In 3G, they named the radio as Node B, and the radio network controller in place of base station controller. Of 4G, they did away with the base station controller altogether. They called it eNode B, only the base station, and which would do the jobs of base station controller also. And in 5G, जो radio है, it is called new radio. अच्छा, इसमें अब non-standalone में ये है कि what they are trying to do is कि वो कोर तो क्या कहते हैं 4G का ही रखेंगे कोर नेटवर्क, और रेडियो नेटवर्क जो है ना वो न्यू रेडियो होगा 5G का. अच्छा, because these people want to launch the 5G services quickly, so they want to use the already available 4G core network. अच्छा, लेकिन उसका नुकसान ये है कि the problem with that is कि जो latency की requirements हैं वो they will only be fulfilled once 5G core comes. अच्छा, 5G core is you can distinguish it from the previous generation's core is कि देखें, for the first time you are having data centers, and these data centers are distributed data centers. They are not located at a central place. Then you have multiple multi-axis edge computing. That means that all the computing is done close to the user group or the base stations or the radio network. ताकि latency यानी once you give a query, then the response time should be as less as possible. Similarly, software-defined network incorporate हुए. These are for the transmission of the packets from one router to the other one. They just have a central controller जो कि वो उसको कंट्रोल करेगा सारे को, के router के path, will be defined by one central node instead of going on each router and then following a path. तो उससे delay कम होगी. और एक और very important function जो इसमें add होनी है, network function virtualization. अभी तो ये होता है कि जितना जो भी operating systems हैं वो piece of hardware के साथ hardwire हो. तो बीच में अब what they are doing is they are going to put in a virtualization layer, जिसको hypervisor layer भी कहते हैं. तो उसमें बहुत सारे operating system will be linked up with the hardware simultaneously. तो उससे flexibility आपकी बढ़ जाएगी और फिर ये सारे जो वो improvements हैं, they are ultimately leading to network slicing. तो network slicing में ये होगा कि they will take a slice of the network and allocate it to a user group, and any enterprise. So each one will be independent of the other. There's going to be no disturbance and there are going to be no delays of the sort. अगर एक network में delay होती है तो दूसरे जो हैं enterprise network या दूसरा user group वो will be working with full gusto. अच्छा, इसके अलावा ये जो spectrum है is very very important in 5G. तो इन्होंने क्या किया है कि they want to go into the millimeter band. अच्छा, millimeter band का the advantage you get is the larger bandwidth. अच्छा, जितनी larger bandwidth होगी उतनी वो services जो require bigger bandwidth, जैसे I said earlier, ये augmented reality and virtual reality वगैरह, वो you will be able to incorporate in them. लेकिन इसका नुकसान ये है कि as you go higher in the frequency, तो इसका penetration loss बहुत बढ़ जाता है. तो और जो vegetables and or weather conditions are, they affect the propagation a lot. तो उसमें ये होता है कि then what you have to do is you have to densify the cell sites, और the network को densify, उससे capex की cost बहुत बढ़ जाती है, because you may be surprised to know that 60 to 70% cost of the cell site is from civil work. So the more the number of newer cell sites, the higher the capex. So what they have done is that they have chosen 3.5 gigahertz to be the standard band for the time being. और उसके ऊपर they are going to design the whole network. तो उसमें ये है कि एक तो they will be able to more or less use the existing sites, क्योंकि इस वक्त जो 3G operates at 2100 megahertz, तो 2100 or 3500 megahertz में you more or less you can use the same number of sites, or maybe you have to add a few. तो capex cost इससे जो है ना वो कम आएगी. अच्छा, ये 5G era network slicing, ये पहले we have already discussed this. इसमें have static slicing and dynamic slicing. Static में तो ये है कि you can configure them manually. Dynamic में तो ये dynamic slicing में ये है कि it is configured automatically, and उसका फायदा ये है कि अगर एक नेटवर्क स्लाइस में इतनी ज्यादा एक्टिविटी नहीं है तो वो अपने कुछ रिसोर्सेज कैन हैंड ओवर टू द स्लाइस वेयर द एक्टिविटी इज मोर. तो ये automatically this would happen, but there is going to be a lot of time before it really takes off. 2023 2025 तक ये dynamic slicing जो है they will be commercially launched. अच्छा, अब Nord Stream जो है ये it is a very known consultant group. तो उन्होंने ये deployment की जो timelines जो है ना according to them उन्होंने ये इस slide में show की हैं कि इसके 3 phases हैं: the initial deployment, ramp up and mass adoption. अच्छा, any business, high-tech business become a real profit-giving business once it is mass adopted. तो अगर आप यहाँ पर देखेंगे तो first phase is the standardization of all the technical specs, which are done by 3G partnership projects, Release 15 और Release 16 में 2020 तक ये क्या कहते हैं पूरी होंगी, और IMT 2000 is another evaluating platform. और इसमें आप देख लें कि non standalone न्यू रेडियो, स्टैंडअलोन न्यू रेडियो की कब स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन कंप्लीट हुई है, और रिलीज 15, रिलीज 16 में, और स्टैंडअलोन नॉन रिलीज फुल के जबकि एंड टू एंड बोथ द कोर एंड द एक्सेस नेटवर्क और उनके स्टैंडर्ड्स फाइनलाइज होते हैं। इसी तरह नेटवर्क इक्विपमेंट किस टाइम फ्रेम में रेडी होगा और डिवाइसेस किस टाइम फ्रेम में रेडी होंगे। अगर आप डिप्लॉयमेंट में देखें कि 5G की ट्रायल डिप्लॉयमेंट शुरू हो चुकी। अच्छा, एक जो यूज केस है फिक्स्ड वायरलेस एक्सेस का, यूएस में, इनफैक्ट यूएस, यूरोप और एशिया पैसिफिक, यहाँ पर सारे ऑपरेटर्स आर ऑफ द ओपिनियन कि दिस इज गोइंग टू बी द यूज केस व्हिच इज गोइंग टू increase their revenue by at least 15 to 20%, which is a doubtful proposition. Probably 6 to 7% will be a good figure. ये आगे मैं डिस्कस कर लूँगा। और इसी तरह आप देख लेंगे कि AT&T ने भी फिक्स्ड वायरलेस एक्सेस के ऊपर ट्रायल शुरू किए हैं, नॉन स्टैंड अलोन ऑल अलोंग। और स्टैंड अलोन 2020 में मेट्रो एरियाज में इनकी डिप्लॉयमेंट्स, आई डोंट थिंक सो कि इट इज ट्रू, because standalone 5G system is not yet in the market. Or T-Mobile ne on a 600 megahertz band, they are rolling out in low bands. I really don't know कि 600 megahertz में how would they differentiate it from 4G, क्योंकि उनकी उससे they will be capacity wise and latency wise will be as much as high or as low as 4G is. Maybe they will just go for MIMO network, but they can't go massive MIMO because 600 megahertz is a very low band. So maybe this is just calling it 5G just from marketing point of view. अच्छा, अब vendor landscape regarding the handsets, infrastructure, handsets and chipsets. अब आप ये देखें कि dominant के vendors are Huawei, Ericsson and Nokia, or challengers are Samsung and ZTE. You'll be astonished कि आज से, when I joined the industry, in fact, even when I left the industry, तो उस वक्त Huawei was coming in, but it was not a big force. Then at that point in time, the vendor community was dominated by vendors from Scandinavian countries like Ericsson, Nokia, then there was Motorola, then there was Siemens, then there was Nortel, then there was Motorola. So ye sare ke sare, they have just disappeared, because they've all gone out of telecom infrastructure business. Mostly because of the Huawei and ZTE, the two Chinese giants. Nokia had gone out of business and they have shown their resurgence lately, and they are operating in North America. I personally believe that ZTE should be in place of Nokia at this point in time. Anyways, जहाँ तक devices के ताल्लुक हैं, we all know that Apple is leading, then followed by Samsung and Huawei. हालांकि Huawei जो है ना, devices के business में बड़ी देर के बाद आया, but they've caught up really fast. And Huawei, अगर आप देखें तो इसका जो portfolio है telecom का, it is the highest portfolio, compared to any vendor. And यहाँ पर मैं ये भी passing में बताता चलूँ कि Huawei में को इस स्टेज पे लाने का कि थोड़ा बहुत क्रेडिट हम लोगों को भी जाता है कि because Ufone was the first operator which brought in Huawei, and that was Huawei का outside China पहला बड़ा वो business था, और that was, and it was a huge business. So Huawei probably owes a lot to Ufone also. उसके बाद ये अगर आप हैंडसेट्स में देखें कि LG Xiaomi is a Japanese brand and LG is Korean, Oppo and Vivo. These are all challengers in tier 2 के जो handsets manufacturers हैं. अच्छा, chipset manufacturing में Qualcomm and Intel, I'm sure everybody must be aware of that. They were the leading figures, but lately Samsung and Huawei जो है ना, they have come up very well. Or Intel is now expected to provide Apple with 5G chipsets.
सर ये एक सवाल पूछ सकता हूँ मैं इस वक्त? Sir, well, in your last slide about where you showed the roadmap, was that roadmap more of a US centric or global?
ये वाला आप बात कर रहे हैं
जी.
अच्छा, नहीं, इसमें लोकल तो पाकिस्तान का तो जिक्र ही नहीं है ना. अच्छा,
Sir,
जो
I'm saying US centric है, is more of global. क्या China भी है इसमें? Because Huawei is mostly in China, right?
right, Huawei is in China. No, it is mostly US centric. Sorry, it is mostly US centric because China, as far as the launch of 5G is concerned, is much ahead, much more ahead of the US operators at this point in time. You know,
so that would be a different roadmap, right? They're quite ahead.
Right. This is basically US centric. You're right. You know, they're all US operators. अच्छा जी. अच्छा, ये जो है कि how will operators deploy 5G technology? Again, initial deployment, ramp up and mass adoption. अच्छा, initial deployment में होता ये है कि spectrums are added and or new spectrum is acquired, or sometimes you can reform the existing spectrum also. तो इसमें फिर MIMO की क्या कहते हैं अपग्रेडेशन होगी. बेस बैंड यूनिट जो होता है in the access network, radio access network, उसको आप upgrade करके non standalone deployments होगी. These are the initial deployments. फिर ramp up portion time में you will do the densification with the 5G small cells in urban areas, which I discussed earlier. Legacy antennas consolidation, कि आप जहाँ 4G में के antennas हैं, because 4G will continue to exist as a service, because 4G and 5G are going to be together for quite some time, or utilization of existing 4G infrastructure as a fallback option. अच्छा, ये fallback option तो पहले भी है कि for example even now कि अगर कि you don't because of the cost constraints कि हर जगह throughout the network you don't replace the existing technology by the newer technology. Like अगर कहीं किसी जगह पे आपने 4G की services नहीं दी हैं, then there has to be a fallback option to 3G and then to 2G also. Like in Pakistan, बहुत सारे rural areas में भी 2G चल रहा है, और central districts में बड़े-बड़े शहरों में you have given 3G and 4G. Mass adoption जब होगी तो reforming of low band spectrum on to 5G. This is going to happen. Then dynamic spectrum sharing becomes prevalent. ये technology is not yet fully launched, and it's going to take some time. But once this comes, this is going to be a big help to the operators, because one of the major costs of the operators is the buying of the spectrum, and since spectrum is a finite source, इसकी बहुत बड़ी cost होती है. अच्छा, continued network densification, this will continue the way it has been happening, and the ramp up time. अब 5G era, as I already discussed, fixed wireless access is expected to produce revenue, at least in the near future. That's the only use case which is probably going to produce revenue for the operators in near future for another 5 to 10 years, 5 years to come. Achha, why fixed wireless access? So fixed broadband access is just like fiber to the home and fiber to the curb and all that. So it is estimated, again, it is a, US-based research. They say that there are 30 million households still they are without fiber penetration, there, or they can't have fixed broad-based access. So, chunke, because of usage of MIMO, massive MIMO and beamforming, the speed of the 5G network is very close to the fiber speed. So they think they can replace the fixed broadband with the fixed wireless access. Or if there are 30 million households, and if they target, those 30 millions, and they earn a revenue of about $50 per household, then they estimate they will have a revenue growth of 15 to 20%. Like most of the consultants think that is an exaggerated figure, or it will not go beyond 6 to 7%. अच्छा, यहाँ पर एक चीज और भी है कि the vendors and the operators, like they are the operators are the customers for the vendors. So vendors जब भी नई टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ आता है, he comes up with a presentation जिसमें वो काफी cock and bull stories, operators को बताता है कि they were going to make so much profit and all that. I remember once I was working for I think Parktel, तो Ericsson ने आके presentation दी कि जी उस वक्त पूरा subscriber base Pakistan का 200,000, and they said कि within 2 years we'll have a subscriber base of 1 million. So that was total trash, because they want to sell their equipment as quickly and as costly as possible. So these are all predictions from the vendor Ericsson. So whether it happens or it doesn't happen, only God knows. अच्छा, T-Mobile, Sprint और ये इनके भी large scale plans हैं for 2 gigahertz post merger. इनकी मेरा ख्याल है T-Mobile और Sprint की merger हो रही है, उसके बाद they will be going for fixed wireless access. European Union, they're also into it, and there are a lot of trials going on in Switzerland and Germany. Same is true for Asia Pacific. So all in all the global operators are, at least they have one point in common: a fixed wireless access is going to be the revenue generator from 5G, at least in the first couple of years. Will be first 5G use case to offer an incremental revenue opportunity for operators, while also being relevant across different regions. अच्छा, ये है कि the pace of 5G rollout, ये एक report है in UK कि देखें rollout की cost कितनी है. This है कि अगर एक scenario है कि अगर capex of 2 billion per year अगर आप spend करेंगे, तो which is 13% of revenue, and from 4 operators in 2 shared networks from 2020. So 90% of population will be covered, approximately 27% of area coverage in 7 years. And agar 98% population coverage, approximately 50% area coverage in 10 years. Because the point is why it will take so much of time to spend $2 billion on capex per year, you need to earn revenue, which is not going to happen. And this, if license fee is included in the capex, the rollout of 5G would be even longer. You can imagine how much revenue is important to roll out any new technology. So, in fact, technology and commercial go hand in glove. It is
and what happens,
Aslam,
and what happens, Aslam? This is Salim Rahman. And what happens if Wasam Aslam? Hi, nice hearing you. My question: what will happen in 10 years if 6G comes across?
Sir,
Do we
6G, at least I can tell you, at least, it's not going to be there for another 10 to 20.
Technology is moving very fast.
No,
And
sir, it's not moving. No, sir, it's not moving fast. When did they start working on 5G? It has been at least 2 decades. ऐसा नहीं है कि they started working on it yesterday and it is there already. We started hearing about 5G. You remember it very well about 15-20 years back when we were working together. I remember that.
Yeah. Okay.
अच्छा, अब monetizing. Sir.
Yeah, please continue. Okay, fine.
अच्छा, monetizing 5G main use cases हैं, हमने 3 रखे हैं इसमें. अच्छा, इसमें an interesting absence is driverless cars, right? I don't think so that driverless cars will materialize in another at least 5 years because of the fact that latency is the biggest requirement. Driverless cars and remote surgery and all. Latency is the biggest requirement for these services to be on board. Achha, as I said, core network of 5G is not yet ready and they're still working on it. Or network slicing, in dynamic network slicing, will come about in 2023-25. So to get a latency of less than 1 millisecond is a big job. It is almost real time. So I don't think so it's going to happen that quickly. It will happen, but it will take a while. So what 3 use cases I have chosen is Internet of Things, enhanced mobile broadband, and fixed wireless access. Actually, fixed wireless access, पहले ही मैंने we have discussed it in detail. और इसकी जो question mark है कि वो equipment and installation costs, speeds that can effectively compete with fixed. अच्छा, अब इसमें there is a competition between fixed wireless access and fixed broadband service providers. तो अच्छा, जब भी कंपटीशन आता है तो वो नुकसान होता है क्या कहते हैं ऑपरेटर्स का, सेलर्स का. ये दिस इज ए known thing. तो जब भी कंपटीशन होता है प्राइसेस गो डाउन, so they don't earn that much of money. Exactly the same thing has happened in Pakistan market. Competition zyada hai because there are more number of operators, and each one is providing their similar services. Acha, vendors jo hain aajkal unme 19-20 ka fark hota hai, the services provided by each one of them is more or less the same. कि ऐसा नहीं होता कि एरिक्सन का जो इक्विपमेंट जो प्रोवाइड दिया है नेटवर्क का, वो इज बेटर देन द हुआवेज इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. थोड़ा सा फर्क होगा और देन द कंपटीशन सेट्स इन अमंगस्ट द ऑपरेटर्स. और इसमें सबसे बड़ी जो पाकिस्तान में एटलीस्ट व्हाट्स हैपनिंग इज कि द रेगुलेटर इज नॉट फेयर टू द ऑपरेटर्स. लेट मी टेल इट वेरी कैंडिडली. What they do is, the more the number of operators, the more the spectrum auctions, the more the money the government gets. You see, so इसलिए they always encourage कि जी ज़्यादा क्या कहते हैं operators हो, और regulator always sides with the government and with the customers. What I feel is कि the regulator should draw a line कि इससे नीचे tariff नहीं होगा, वरना you see कि there is a cost to doing a business. I personally believe Salim Iftikhar, my dear friend, doesn't agree with me कि अभी तक जो है ना कि none of the operators have a positive EBITDA margin. Anyways, तो बाकी जो enhanced mobile broadband ये भी हमने देख लिया है, और इसका question mark ये है, can MNO charge more per user by deploying eMBB? I have given my own reasons, probably not. Internet of Things, again, you see कि Internet of Things में जो cellular के Internet of Things providers है, non-cellulars के, उनके साथ cellular का competition होगा. Again, there will be a price war. और फिर क्योंकि ये इनमें एवरेज रेवेन्यू पर यूजर जो है ना मशीन टू मशीन में इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी लेस. So the all in all, Internet of Things will give an incremental revenue, but that's not going to be the good enough to offset the capex and the opex they will be spending on 5G. Similar is the case with the fixed wireless. We have already in the summary. What I have concluded is 5G rollout will be a gradual evolution. Commercial deployment is expected from 2019. No, it is now 2020-21. CapEx constraints and uncertain revenues are still the key challenges for operators. We have discussed this. 3 user cases of 5G, FWA, eMBB, and IoT. In the next 5 years, FWA, fixed wireless access, will take the lead in opportunities for revenue upsides. So after hearing this presentation, I think, I don't know how far I'm right, so you can make your own judgment whether there will be a business case for 5G in near future or not. Thank you.
Well, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa'alaikum, sir, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you? कैसे हो? ठीक हो?
जी सर, बिल्कुल
Excellent
ठीक ठाक.
presentation. As a matter of fact, मुझे तो सिर्फ एक खुशी हुई.
Sir.
When you talked of 2G, G2, अभी भी चल फिर रहा है, अभी है, चल रहा है. So I think that was something encouraging. Nevertheless, I think Salim ने जो question पूछा आपसे G6
Sir.
का, आपने कहा कि नहीं, it'll take a lot of time. I'd like to differ with you there. The way things are going,
Sir.
probably, you see, आप कभी you cannot वो जो कहते हैं ना predict कि जी technology की जो pace है, maybe it has taken the 5G 2 decades, but the way things are now, I think probably it'll take much less time, in my opinion, to maybe go to G6. Yeah, I mean, you are a technologist better than me, so you know it better. But whatever is happening around in the field of technology at this point in time, no sooner that you get something in, it is declared obsolete. So rapid is the development going on. Particularly, हमारी reliance technology में इतनी हो चुकी है, humans की, कि अब वो nothing but technology, as a matter of fact. वो अब ये, it's becoming a little complicated life for us, at least we oldies, because हमारे लिए वो human interaction बाकी चीजें थी, but machine interaction has become so इतना ज़्यादा हो चुका है अब कि everybody is trying to find कुछ ना कुछ how to tamper with it, how to do things, whatever one can possibly technologically. They started, working on DNAs and पता नहीं क्या-क्या और आगे पीछे उसमें भी, deciphering the brains even and kind of things. So मेरे लिहाज से G6 or G7 maybe go more than that, personally speaking, in a short span of time. I won't say another few years, but maybe 10 to 15 years time, you may have a revolution in this technology. You may not be carrying, this contraption that we're talking on right now. There might be something totally different thing there. हमारे ज़माने में you start Aslam, go back in time.
Oh, absolutely.
काले टेलीफोन हम करते थे एक दूसरे को, खत लिखा करते थे ज़्यादातर, और अब देखो क्या कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच गए. क्यों जी सलीम, I hope you agree with me. The way things have gone.
I totally agree. And Shahid, I'd just like to add to Aslam, Aslam, you've rightly pointed out that the capex and the rollout costs sometimes become so heavy that they actually retard further enhancement in application of the available technology to keep pace with it. So that is how sometimes many countries remain stuck with the old technology, like as you mentioned over here, of course, fallbacks would always remain. 2G, 3G, 4G would still be there for rural areas. But I still suspect that the model that you've shown, the capex costs in terms of billions of pounds in UK, maybe they might even dump 5G and move on to 6G or 7G.
नहीं, you may be right, sir, there कि क्योंकि अभी देखें जैसे 3G का हुआ था ना, कि 3G came, इस पे बहुत hype हुई थी, and by the time 3G came और 3-4 साल के बाद 4G was around the corner. और now everybody is dumped 3G. सिर्फ अब anybody going for extra sites, you know, expansion of network will go for 4G. Nobody will go for 3G, you know. But the fallback option will always be there.
Exactly. But as a matter of fact, I think 2 of your operators just jumped over 3G, went straight for 4G from 2G. So right. You're right. That is the kind of scenario that Shahid and I were talking about, that maybe, who knows, 5G probably gets dumped along the line, and we move on to maybe satellite communications play a role. Maybe so many other factors come in. New technology brings in, you know, hover-based antennas and so on and so forth. So let's see. But a very good presentation. Very, very.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Sareem, as a matter of fact, ये अभी जो हम rural कर रहे हैं, they may not be something like rural in future. क्यों जी अशरफान?
बिल्कुल सर, at least in Pakistan.
पाकिस्तान में rural होता है, ये third world.
नहीं, पाकिस्तान में तो अब rural है ही नहीं है सर. आप GT road पे चले तो there is no rural, you know.
तकरीबन नहीं है, you know. I mean वो so बड़ी तेजी से चीजें हो रही हैं. But I would rather stay with my G2. G5 is too fast for me.
नहीं सर, वैसे देखें ना, सलमान से पूछें कि where is G6, you know.
G6 is even faster.
Sir, I agree with the contention के G5 को वैसे ही हमने dump कर देना.
Good one.
I knew Salman this was coming.
सर अजीज एक सवाल है सर, अगर आप इजाजत दें तो.
But मैं एक बात करना चाह रहा था सर असलम. Sorry अजीज, just a minute please if you don't mind.
No, sir,
sir,
no.
मुझे मजा इस बात पे आया कि when you started to talk about this technology and communication, really it was wonderful to hear the macro level discussion, because it all came straight into my mind and I understood for the first time. And this was 201 for me. It became as easy as that was. And I was reminded of the great Ali Saab, who used to teach us 101 उन्होंने 201 उन्होंने पढ़ाई, और वो जिस लेवल पे आके उन्होंने पढ़ाई, that was वो उन्हीं का कमाल था. And I think today
Majid Ali, talking about Majid Ali.
Majid Ali साहब बिल्कुल वो उस लेवल पे आके उन्होंने हमें पढ़ाई थी सर, जो आज हमें सर असलम ने लेवल पे लाके समझाया ना. So I am very grateful to you for making me a wiser man as far as communication is concerned, and that too from electronics. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair.
Thanks sir.
सर अजीज बोल रहा हूँ सर. मेरा एक सवाल है सर, छोटा सा सर. वो ये है कि 5G के बारे में काफी लोग, ये भी एक ग्रुप है कि वो कहते हैं कि इसका हेल्थ और रेडिएशन से बहुत असर पड़ेगा, और इसके काफी रिसर्च पेपर्स हैं जो ये प्रूव करते हैं कि इसका हेल्थ से असर पड़ा, यानी कि इट्स नॉट. तो उसको काफी इन्होंने अंडर द वो कर दिया, अंडर द कारपेट. उस पर कोई डिस्कशन नहीं हो रहा, और ये सब उसके एट्रीब्यूट्स ही बयान कर रहे हैं कि जी उसकी बड़ी फायदा है, उसमें इतना रेवेन्यू जनरेशन होगा, उसका ये इतना होगा. तो इस पे आपकी क्या राय है सर? आपकी पर्सनल राय क्या है? Have you done any research or?
Right. Aziz, ये Salahuddin will vouch me out कि वो सलाउद्दीन और मैं, you know, कि we worked in the same unit, not in different span of time. So he was the UTO of 408 and I was also the first UTO of 408 squadron. तो वहां पर हमारा एक रेडार होता था FPS-20. So it used to pump out about 4 megawatts of peak power and 4,320 watts of average power.
You still remember, sir?
Alhamdulillah, none of us became impotent, you see. So,
Yes.
I think it's all,
I can vouch for that.
There's no truth in that. कि देखें, बात ये है कि जो आप handsets में transmit करते हैं power, that is in milliwatts, you see. कि और जो by the time the base station power comes to you, अच्छा जब डेंसिफिकेशन होती है ना सेलुलर की, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली 5G में सारी डेंसिफिकेशन होगी, छोटे छोटे सेल्स होंगे, तो उनकी रेंज भी कम होगी और पावर आउटपुट भी कम होगी. तो बाय द टाइम इट विल रीच ए मोबाइल ऑपरेटर, इट विल बी इन मिलीवॉट्स. तो मिलीवॉट्स से तो क्या फर्क पड़ेगा कि हम लोग, दिस इज इनफैक्ट देयर हैव बीन सो मेनी स्टडीज ऑन मोबाइल. अच्छा, फिर आप ये देखें, और कोई इसके इफेक्ट्स जो है ना, कोई बोनाफाइड स्टडीज नहीं है कि कोई उन्होंने पॉइंट आउट किया हो कि कोई ऐसे इफेक्ट्स आए हैं. अगर आप के देखें कि 5G की जो फ्रीक्वेंसी, अब 3.5 गीगाहर्ट्ज का बैंड, मैंने 3500 मेगाहर्ट्ज का बैंड कहा, 2100 मेगाहर्ट्ज का बैंड तो हम 3G में इस्तेमाल करते हैं. तो द होल नेटवर्क इज फुल ऑफ 3G साइट्स. 2G हम क्या कहते हैं 900 में करते हैं, 1800 में करते हैं. तो nothing of that sort. I think it's all conspiracy theories, and nothing of that sort is going to happen.
Nisar, the fact that science has not been able to determine कि इसके नुकसानात क्या हैं, हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि इसमें कोई नुकसानात नहीं है. Sir, I don't think that's a safe assumption.
यार मैं तो बस you see, because the point is कि practically हम लोगों ने इन हाई पावर्ड रेडार्स पे भी काम किया है. पीपल डे इन डे आउट यहाँ पर लोग काम करते हैं ऑन एंड दे आर पंपिंग आउट इनफैक्ट मोर पावर, एंड द फ्रीक्वेंसी डजंट मैटर, इट्स द पावर व्हिच मैचेस. अब फ्रीक्वेंसी तो ये है कि इफ यू क्रॉस 300 गीगाहर्ट्ज, जहाँ पर वो मोर देन दैट, देन इट हैज एन इम्पैक्ट ऑन यू. So you're operating at 3.5 gigahertz, which is.
आपका ईमेल है सर, आप मुझे अपना ईमेल दें, मैं आपको कुछ रिसर्च पेपर्स भेजूंगा, फिर then I think that.
Alright, और मैं आपको ईमेल अभी फॉरवर्ड कर दूंगा, ठीक है?
हाँ सर, उसका मैं आपको रिसर्च पेपर्स कुछ भेजूंगा जो which are very valid and research किया हुआ है. उसमें काफी, उसमें ये आप फिर उसको पढ़िएगा, फिर then please provide your opinion.
Okay, we'll do that.
बहुत शुक्रिया सर, बहुत अच्छा आपका प्रेजेंटेशन था. I really liked it. आप सर इसमें आपने वैसे टेक्निकल इस पे इतना वो नहीं किया सर, आपने सिर्फ कैपेक्स और ओपेक्स पे ज़्यादा ओपेक्स पे
नहीं, but the topic की जो टॉपिक था ना, वो तो does 5G has a business case.
अच्छा,
मैंने हाँ सब सिस्टम लेवल तक तो बता दिया ना कि कि डिफरेंसेस थे जो 5G और बाकी. अब वो डिस्कस करना कि कोर नेटवर्क कैसे काम करता है और एक्सेस कैसे काम करता है, बिलिंग कैसे काम करती है, आयन नेटवर्क क्या होता है, BI मॉड्यूल क्यों इस्तेमाल करते हैं, कैसे काम करते हैं, वो तो फिर यू गो इनटू इंट्रिकेट डिटेल्स.
मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट इसके जो फीचर्स हैं, जैसे ये हमें नेटवर्क स्लाइसिंग का वो फीचर देता है, ये सारी चीजें तो मोटी चीजें.
हाँ, ये तो सारी नई चीजें हैं ना, because they were not there in 3G and 4G में to some extent, yes. So these are all new technologies coming in,
और सर एक और सवाल सर, sorry to cut you short sir, why do we need somebody to drive a car for me, my car for me? हम खुद क्यों नहीं चला सकते सर?
क्या कह रहे हैं आप?
Why would I need a network to drive my car? Why shouldn't I drive it myself and be the master of my destiny?
Well, I agree with you, because I totally agree with you. देखें, अगर आपके ड्राइवरलेस कार्स आ जाती हैं, कि ये सारी चीजें आती हैं, AI आती है, these are going to be disruptive technologies. You see, the point is कि अगर ड्राइवरलेस कार्स आ जाती हैं, चले फर्ज किया कि we say कि they are there, तो उन ड्राइवर्स का क्या पड़ेगा, उनकी रोजी कौन देगा भाई जो ये काम कर रहे हैं। सिमिलरली जब ऑटोमेशन बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ जाती है, जैसे शाहिद साहब ने वेरी राइटली ही पॉइंटेड आउट कि देखेंगे ये ऑटोमेशन पे आई पर्सनली बिलीव कि वी शुड ड्रॉ ए लाइन कि भाई नौकरियां भी तो लोगों को मिलनी चाहिए, खाने पीने को भी तो होना चाहिए, तो यू शुड बी द मास्टर ऑफ योर ओन डेस्टिनी, व्हाई नॉट। बिल्कुल वो तो ये है कि
सॉरी आई डोंट एग्री
सर
दैट टेक्नोलॉजी।
सर मेरी बात सुने, देखें सर सलीम कि मैं और आप भी देखें, वी हैव डिफरेंट पॉलिटिकल व्यूज टोटली डायमेट्रिक टू ईच अदर, तो वो तो वी विल नेवर एग्री ऑन ए लाइटर नोट। सर
सर आप बोल रहे सर, आप भी अपने ओपिनियन दें सर। सलीम सलीम आप भी अपनी ओपिनियन दें काइंडली।
अजीज, मैं आपको ये कह रहा था कि आई एम श्योर यू नो क्रोटाल वेपन सिस्टम, इट वाज इन द it was in the KU band, which goes right up to 12 to 18 gigahertz and megawatts. We've been working on it. So it was safe. Normal AI radars are in the X band. That's 10 to 12 gigahertz. So that was safe. Again, very powerful radars. ये तो milliwatts में होंगे, only 3 gigahertz का 5G. So that is how we can assume that even the base stations are very low powered for 5G. So that is why it's safe to assume that they will be safe. 5G technology is safe.
Absolutely.
But buddy, just one point here on the lighter note, you never carried a radar with you all the time.
Yeah, but
you're carrying the 5G all the time with you.
I agree with you, but
Crotel भी also जाते थे थोड़ी देर काम करके, जो मसी शस्ती करके वापस आ जाते थे। बट ये इस टेक्नोलॉजी के तो हम हर वक्त मुश्किल से कोई होता है टाइम की नहीं, आप इसके साथ यू आर टॉयिंग अराउंड विद इट। सो वो जो अजीज का पॉइंट है ना, द रेडिएशन पार्ट ऑफ इट, मे बी वन मस्ट लुक इनटू इट टू। मैं पर्सनली कहता हूँ कि थोड़ा सा नेचर के साथ हम ज्यादा इंटरेक्ट करें, इसलिए हमें थोड़ा नेचर से हमें दूर ले गया पर्सनली स्पीकिंग। एंड जो आपके जितना जो ब्रेन है ना, जिसके डिफरेंट ट्रेड्स है, दे आर लाइंग डोमिनेंट बिकॉज वी आर लाइंग मोर। अगर कोई चीज पहले, यू रिमेंबर वी यूज्ड टू गो टू लाइब्रेरीज, वी यूज्ड टू बी काउंटिंग ऑन आवर फिंगर्स, वी यूज्ड टू बी डूइंग सॉर्ट ऑफ थिंग्स। बट नाउ इधर बटन प्रेस किया, गूगल आया, गूगल से चीज निकाली, सब निकाल के परे हो गए। So it is affecting your mental, वो जो है ना, not affecting really, dominancy ज़्यादा हुई है आपके mind की। तो मेरे लिहाज से I think we should look at the other side too. And technology की कुछ good points भी हैं, bad points भी हैं, but इतनी reliance भी ठीक नहीं है। और जो ये बातें कर रहे हैं ना, I remember ये waste to energy की बात हो रही थी, तो मैं लाहौर के उस जमाने में मेयर से बात की, तो उन्हें कहा जी कि अगर हमने ये सारा कुछ वेस्ट का ये काम करना शुरू कर दिया, तो ये स्वीपर्स का क्या होगा, ये जो सैनिटरी वर्कर्स इनका क्या बनेगा। मेरे ख्याल से वो भी पॉइंट है, बट स्टिल यू कांट डिनाई टेक्नोलॉजी, इट गिव्स यू कंफर्ट ऑफ द सॉर्ट, बट एट द सेम टाइम इट हैज इट्स रिपरकशंस, एंड आई एम श्योर अजीज हैज सम रिसर्च व्हिच इज डन, सो लेट्स हैव इट आउट फ्रॉम हिम टू।
Okay, Aziz, go ahead.
सर मैं आपको ईमेल करूंगा सारे रिसर्च के पेपर्स जो हैं, you need some time to go through them, सर। ऐसा काफी सकील है, सकील।
Okay, sure buddy.
अच्छा सर, एक चीज before we close सर, एक चीज मैं ऐड करना चाहता हूँ सर, कि जैसे शुरू में डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि ऑब्सोलेशंस, यानी कि हर चीज ऑब्सोलीट हो जाती है टेक्नोलॉजी, तो मेरे ख्याल में तो अल्टीमेट है माइंड टू माइंड कम्युनिकेशन, व्हिच वुड बी द अल्टीमेट ऑफ ऑल कम्युनिकेशंस। यानी कि जब आप अपना एक दिमाग से, और ये अल्लाह ने हमें कैपेबिलिटी दी है, मेरा यकीन है कि हम माइंड से एक दूसरे माइंड को कर सकते हैं, तो दैट वुड बी द अल्टीमेट ऑफ ऑल टेक्नोलॉजी, और ये सारी चीजें ऑब्सोलीट हो जाएंगी जब हम उस
यार, ये बहुत डेंजरस हो जाएगा, ये बहुत डेंजरस
बात कर रहे हैं सर।
माइंड टू माइंड चले गए ना, ये बड़ा डेंजरस हो जाएगा।
Aziz, have you heard? Aziz, have you heard a computer playing? Have you ever played with a computer, a chess game? I've lost to it.
अच्छा
Okay. Send me the email.
Definitely,
care.
definitely, sir. Definitely.
Okay. Okay.
great,
So-
Aslam. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Very kind of you.
Thank you,
Then
बहुत
sir.
बहुत शुक्रिया सर, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. Thanks a lot.
Sir, मेरा
जबरदस्त,
Thank
question
you.
है. I have a question, sir.
चलो पूछो
जी.
जल्दी से.
Sir, sir, आपने अपनी presentation में mention किया driverless car are not going to be there in near future because of the latency issue. As far as I know, all the tactical decision जो driverless car ने लेने हैं कि जनाब इधर कौन बंदा है, आगे गाड़ी है, ब्रेक लगाना है, ये वो तो सारे tactical decision उसने locally लेने हैं. उसमें network तो कहीं पे involve नहीं होगा. So why there is a issue of latency here?
नहीं, मतलब ये कि देखें ना कि what's going to happen कि जी आपने you know machine to machine vehicle to machine communication तो होगी ना, कि ऐसा तो नहीं होगा कि because there will be some decisions which will be taken locally, but there will be some decisions which will be through the network, you see. तो end to end जब तक ये सारी चीजें नहीं होंगी तो you can't take a chance, you know. That's the thing.
Right. Okay.
सर मैं एक सवाल पूछ सकता हूँ?
जी असफर साहब.
Sir, what's your take on there is an ongoing political and trade war going on between the US and China over 5G? And is
Yaar,
this thing
main-
that the US concern is legitimate to keep the untrusted companies like Huawei out of Western infrastructure?
You know कि the point is कि देखें जो हाई टेक जो चीजें आ रही हैं ना कि हाई टेक इंडस्ट्री में 4 टेक्नोलॉजीज हैं, you know कि according to me कि एक तो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस है, क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग है और बिग डेटा है और 5G है. अच्छा, each technology is complementing the other one. अच्छा, जहां तक 5G का ताल्लुक है ना, Huawei का जो you will be amazed कि Huawei ने जो you know the way they have progressed. You know, in 2003 I was the CTO of Ufone. तो फर्स्ट टाइम हमने एक नेटवर्क को एक्सपेंशन करनी थी, तो उसके लिए Huawei also bid in. तो हमने इनको you know कि we said कि you're not good enough to be really bidding for this expansion. Technologically you're not that good. मैं along with my engineering team we had visited China and seen their facility and we didn't qualify them. इसके बाद 2005 में जब प्राइवेटाइजेशन हुई PTCL की और वो इत्तेसालात आया, तो we again and went there and you know looked at their facilities and we qualified them for the network expansion. तो फिर the first time they you know participated in the bid और हमने पूरा का पूरा network swap करवा दिया उनसे, you know, because the costs were so low, you know कि cost is a very important thing. और we took a big chance and वो दिन है और आज का दिन they have been going you know forward and up and up and up. जहाँ तक 5G का ताल्लुक है, they are far ahead. Even in AI they are as good as you know US is. As far as 5G, अच्छा 5G is going to be an AI वगैरह जो हैं, जैसे you know सर शायद भी बता रहे थे कि टेक्नोलॉजी में they are in due course of time. Maybe today they are not driverless cars के लिए नहीं ready. In the times to come, they are going to be the major factor, you know, in the socio-economic development of any society. So Americans are definitely scared of this, you know, Huawei's progress. This is all fake कि उनको जो उसकी जो you know के CFO को जो उन्होंने they put her behind the bars in Canada and all that. ये सारी की सारी they're definitely scared of them, or the kind of progress they have made, it is amazing. It is definitely amazing. When we compare 2003 के Huawei को as of today, when I went there for the first time, and now look at their portfolio of telecom. It's huge. You know, you name one thing and it's there.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Hamdani here.
Hamdani साहब क्या हाल हैं?
अल्लाह का करम है सर, बिल्कुल. Chauhan,
वो
regarding your
मेरे-
question, I agree with United States.
Sir,
In the present, जो आजकल fifth generation warfare वगैरह की बात हो रही है, with the technology, stealing information is very easy, and I think this would be one of the reasons 5G would be delayed in Pakistan also, because agencies will play their role. Otherwise, everything is now open to the world.
नहीं हमदानी everything is देखो ना आजकल we are already open to the world, right? कि what is देखें 5G में what is there in 5G which is not there in 4G?
So I totally agree. Unfortunately, पता लेट चला. अगर एजेंसीज को थोड़ा अंदाजा पहले हो जाता तो पहले ही रोक देते इन चीजों को. But now they are coming in very strongly to delay things.
But in any case, in Pakistan का जहाँ तक है वो I don't think so that we are really ready for 5G in another for another 5 to 10 years. You know, let me tell you that. Okay, I don't think so that there will be a business case ever in Pakistan.
Sir, Aziz, again, sir, मैं एक चीज और Huawei के बारे में बताना चाहता था, sir. Huawei, sir, there is no shortcut to experience. ये आप याद रखें, sir. This is a fact. कि आप जो भी कुछ कर लें, आप शॉर्टकट नहीं कर सकते टेक्नोलॉजी को रैंप अप करने में. इसलिए कि Huawei ने पता है सर शुरू कैसे किया था. सर मैं यहाँ कनाडा में पिछले 26 साल से काम कर रहा हूँ. सर ये शुरू में मैं यहाँ आया था तो ये एक होता था सिस्को का नाम सुना होगा सर आपने. सिस्को सिस्टम. सिस्को ने अपने राउटर बनाए थे जो बेसिक कम्युनिकेशंस करते थे. तो Huawei ने पहला जो इनकी वो थी, इन्होंने चोरी किया सिस्को का राउटर और उसको रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग करके चाइना में बनाया और Huawei के राउटर्स बनाने शुरू किए. तो बेस इनका चीटिंग पे है. They have taken a shortcut to technology which is bypassing experience. So I don't think ये इनकी foundation is not strong enough.
नहीं देखें अजीज, I will tend to disagree with you here a little bit. देखें कि एक तो everything is fair in love and war, right? So it's kind of a technological war going on. अगर जिसको जहाँ पे चांस मिलेगा they will do that. I remember that कि एक ज़माना था कि Huawei के never used to make its own servers. IBM के servers इस्तेमाल होते थे. You are absolutely right कि इन्होंने पहले सारी reverse engineering की. लेकिन now they have come to a level where they don't need all these things. You know, they have, you know, their base is not that strong, but there was no point in reinventing the wheel. You see, the point is that routers, they make their own routers. They are much more capable. They are compatible with anybody's routers. They make their microwave links. They make name anything.
Sir, मेरे तो साधु ने ये सिखाया था मुझे कि there is no shortcut to experience.
Well, तो उनके पास experience तो है ना. अब you know कि Huawei has had an experience of now. They were launched in 1988 और अब कितना हो गया? 32 साल हो गए. अच्छा, by the way, Sir Salim, is he still there?
Sir Salim, I think is here.
Yes, Aslam.
अच्छा सर, एक तो मैं हमारी जो बेचारी गरीब सिग्नल्स ब्रांच है ना, तो उसमें एक there is a thing to take pride in that कि जो Huawei का जो क्या कहते हैं फाउंडर है ना, वो he was a major in you know Chinese Republican Army or whatever ना, तो और वो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स ब्रांच का था. ठीक है ना सर? You can take pride in that.
मतलब future bright है सबका.
नहीं यार, वो मैं एक बताना चाहता था. आप ये 5G की साइबर वॉरफेयर की बात कर रहे हो. मैं तो आई लाइक टू गो बैक टू दैट कबूतर टेक्नोलॉजी. अभी कबूतर पकड़ लिया उन्होंने ऑस्ट्रेलिया में.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
They're much. I mean, you can't jam or intercept such things.
Exactly.
It will be difficult. Anyways.
Any other question, please? Okay.
Salahuddin, thanks for a very well organized, a very good presentation, sir. आपकी तरफ से, असलम साहब की तरफ से, sir. And I really enjoyed it. एंड इस तरह के सेशंस और होने चाहिए बहुत.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank
Aziz. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Allah
Sir
bless
Aslam,
you all.
thank you. So kind
Take
of
care.
you. I really appreciate for
Thank
your
you
knowledge,
very
for
much,
your
sir.
time.
Excellent.
Thank you.
God
Thank
bless
you.
Thanks, Aslam. Very nice.
Allah Hafiz.
Thank you,
Allah
sir.
Hafiz.
Allah
Thank you. Thank you.
Allah
Thank you.
Hafiz.